So very good afternoon to all and welcome all to today's session. I'm sure my voice is audible. Just type yes on the chat box. So those who are attending this session from my YouTube, they can go into the live chat section and type yes there. So today's FINNIFTY and Bank Nifty expiry because tomorrow is holiday due to Gandhi Jayanti, and so today again we'll be discussing about the FINNIFTY and Bank Nifty support and resistance. I'm having with me Mr. Karna Pai, who is the specialist in the capital markets into the equity and derivatives, and who will going to give you the view on the FINNIFTY and the Bank Nifty expiry. Now talking about the FINNIFTY, Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty, so talking about the two major indexes, like first of all Nifty Bank, which is trading around this 53,028 right now. The open was 52,844, so we can see like it's at 200 points almost, the rally was there, and high was 53,325 and the low was 52,817. So currently it is trading at around this 53,013. Now in front of your screen there is a research report that our analysts have published today. So your research report, how it is going to help you, that is in this report we mention about the expiry for the next week and support and resistance kya hai current week mein Bank Nifty ka. Now so if I talk about the Nifty 50, on the Bank Nifty call side, 54,000 strike followed by the 53,500 and 53,400, which may act as an immediate resistance. On the put side, 52,500 strike followed by 53,000 and 52,800, which may act as a immediate support. Now this is the current week expiry for the Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 will be having the expiry that is on 3rd October. Again on the call side, it is seen at 26,000 strike followed by 26,100 and 25,900, which may act as a immediate resistance. And on the put side, it is 25,500 strike followed by 25,800 and 26,000, which may act as an immediate support. Now talking about the strategy for this next week, that's a bull call spread. So remember, this strategy is for the 9th October. Now why the call spread? Because call spread where you ek taraf se you buy the call and simultaneously you sell the call also. So यहाँ पे we recommended that is you buy call at 53,500, the level is 300 to 270, and simultaneously sell at 54,000, 145 and 175. So break even is 53,625, the risk is minus 1875 and the reward is 5625. So this is the reward ratio, and next to this there is the payoff chart, the break even point. So this is the next week expiry. Now I'm handovering the session to Mr. Karna Pai, who is going to give you the more insight about the Bank Nifty and the FINNIFTY. So Karan, all over to you.
Thank you, Rohit, for that introduction. Can someone confirm that my screen is visible and you guys can hear me? Okay, great. सो आज का वेबिनार शुरू करते हैं. सो लाइक ऑलवेज सबसे पहले तो मैं ये आपसे चाहूँगा कि अगर आपने हमारे पुराने वेबिनार्स अगर आपने कभी फॉलो किए हैं तो हम लोग ये पैटर्न फॉलो करते हैं वेर इन द व्यूअर्स दे गिव अस व्हाट द व्यू और व्हाट देयर सपोर्ट्स एंड रेजिस्टेंसेस आर फॉलोड बाय their rationale as to why that particular support and resistance is important. So सबसे पहले तो मैं आपसे वो रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, and in the meanwhile मैं आपको explain करूंगा exactly what is happening in the Nifty Financial Services and क्या एक sort of setup बन रहा है, क्या हो सकता है and all those sort of things. Now, again, one thing that we would like to reiterate is this is purely for educational purpose. And एक चीज जो हम लोग के नोटिस में कई बार आई है, so we would just like to point out one thing that there are no unofficial channels के जिसके थ्रू हम लोग recommendations and all circulate करते हैं. So जो भी आपको recommendations वगैरह सब जो भी आएगा, that will be only through the official channels. और ऑफिशियल चैनल्स जब मैं बोलता हूँ हमारे वेबसाइट्स वगैरह पर ही रिकमेंडेशन आएगा. नो रिसर्च एनालिस्ट, नो मैटर हाउ हाई इन द हायरार्की he or she is, we cannot give we cannot create WhatsApp groups to give you recommendations and all those things. So please don't fall prey for that. Please don't fall prey to that. So हम लोग शुरू करते हैं. सो अगर चार्ट पर आप देखोगे तो लाइक ऑलवेज तीन एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेजेस है मेरे, विच इज 5, 13 एंड 21. एंड अगर अभी का अगर आप रिसेंट प्राइस एक्शन देखोगे, सो कल के सेशन में हमें गैप डाउन था. सो 30th का, दैट इज मंडे का, अगर आप देखो एक गैप डाउन ओपन हुआ. एंड द बेसिक रीजन बिहाइंड दिस वाज एक एशियन मार्केट में देयर वाज अ मिक्स सेंटिमेंट. एंड यूएस था, दैट वाज आल्सो क्वाइट फ्लैटिश. सो ब्रॉडली अगर आप देखोगे तो उस चीज को लेके सॉर्ट ऑफ मिक्स सेंटिमेंट था मार्केट में. एंड आवर इंडियन मार्केट्स रिएक्टेड द वे इट डिड. सो ओपनिंग जो था वो हम लोग को नेगेटिव में दिखाई दिया. एंड दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ नेगेटिविटी और जो एक बेरिश मोमेंटम था, दैट स्टेड देयर टिल द एंड ऑफ द सेशन. एंड फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज की अगर आप बात करो तो 1.72% नेगेटिव था, विच इज क्वाइट अ साइजेबल अमाउंट. But today there seems to be a bit of recovery. And recovery अगर मैं बोलूँ तो it is very mild या close to negligible ही होगा. because अगर आज का अगर आप ओपन देखो तो कल के क्लोज से काफी नीचे का था. मतलब bearish sentiment कंटिन्यू हो रहा था, but then there was some up move. And looking at the candle right now, we can safely say that the bulls and the bears, they're playing a tug of war, because at this point it is a bit flattish. So डेली चार्ट से हम लोग को ये पता चल जाता है. एंड सेकेंड एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज करंटली इंडेक्स की अगर आप बात करो तो पोजिशनिंग अगर आप देखो विद रेस्पेक्ट टू द मूविंग एवरेजेस 5 एंड 13 के नीचे वो प्लेस्ड है. एंड इट इज वेरी क्लोज टू द 21 डे एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेज. अगर वैल्यू देखनी है एज ऑफ दिस टाइम, इट इज समवेयर अराउंड 24,300. एग्जैक्ट फिगर मैं नहीं दूंगा, इट्स 24,324 ऐसा कुछ है. बट we'll round it off to the closest 100 values, that is 24,300. And this is the spot. You have to keep that in mind. This is not the future. जो भी आप analysis देख रहे हो, that is on the spot level. So 24,300 आने वाले सेशंस में मेरे लिए थोड़ा crucial होगा. Why? Because it's a 21-day exponential moving average. And below that, if I see I have multiple touch points somewhere around 24,000, 24,100. Again, a round figure. And also a multiple touch point level. So that becomes the next level that I'll be very closely watching for. And ऊपर की तरफ की अगर मैं बात करूँ तो 24,600 जो है, which is the 5-day exponential moving average, that becomes a bit important for me. Now what I'll do is I'll go on to the intraday charts. I'll try drawing trend lines. I'll try drawing supports and resistances जो हम लोग के standard procedures है, उस हिसाब से मैं देखूंगा. All right. No major trend line to be drawn here. So what I can do is have a Fibonacci retracement level. And अगर यहाँ पर आप देखो so जो रैली था starting from 23,400 to all the way to 25,200, तो उसके तकरीबन 38.2% लेवल के नीचे है ये पॉइंट पर हम लोग. अगर आप देख रहे हो तो पिछले तीन कैंडल्स में अराउंड दिस लेवल 24,500 के आसपास ही उसने रिजेक्शन लिया हुआ है. एंड दैट बिकम्स अ बिट क्रूशियल. सो यहाँ पर वन थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, इफ यू आर लुकिंग एट शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेड्स, इज अराउंड 24,600, 24,500 इज वेयर यू माइट सी सम अमाउंट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंसेस कमिंग इन. देन अगर वो लेवल वो निकल के जा रहा है ऊपर, देन माय नेक्स्ट लेवल दैट आई विल बी वाचिंग इज समवेयर अराउंड 24,700, 24,800. So these are a few crucial levels that I'll be keeping a close watch on when I am looking at an intraday trade setup. Now I'll move on to an even shorter time frame to see if I can find something important there. And support की अगर मैं बात करूँ तो from a shorter time frame point of view, my next major my red flag level would be if it breaks below 24,400. एंड अगर उसके नीचे वो कंटिन्यू हो रहा है तो अराउंड 24,300 24,280 तक हम लोग को एक फॉल दिखाई दे सकती है. नाउ व्हाई? बिकॉज ये जो फिबोनाची रिट्रेसमेंट हम लोगों ने बनाया था, वी आर करेंटली प्लेस बिलो द 38.2%, बट द नेक्स्ट मेजर लेवल कम्स एट अराउंड 50% लेवल, दैट फॉल्स एट 24,300. एंड ऑल्सो एक थोड़ा मल्टीपल टच पॉइंट लेवल है. इट्स नॉट एग्जैक्टली अ मल्टीपल टच पॉइंट लेवल, बट एक हर्डल लेवल उसने पहले वहां पर दिखाया है. Now what we'll do is we'll take a look at what the option chain says. So simple, nseindia.com, type in nifty financial FINNIFTY, एंड ऐसा कुछ पेज आपको आएगा. क्लिक ऑन ऑप्शन चेन. नाउ दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी डू रेगुलरली, एंड अगर आप यहाँ पर देखोगे 1 अक्टूबर की एक्सपायरी है, विच इज टुडेज डेट. एंड इफ यू स्क्रॉल डाउन एज वी गेट क्लोजर टू द करंट मार्केट प्राइस, एटीएम के आसपास जैसे आप आओगे तो वहां पर आपको ओपन इंटरेस्ट एक्यूमुलेशन थोड़ा दिखाई देगा. एंड फर्स्ट वी लुक एट द कॉल साइड. सो कॉल साइड की अगर मैं बात करूँ तो सर फर्स्ट वाला जो आता है दैट कम्स अराउंड 24,600. सो वहां पर इफ यू सी यू हैव OI accumulation of about 4 lakhs, yeah, slightly shy of 4 lakhs, 3,93,000 to be very precise. So 24,600 is the level that I would consider as a bit of resistance when I'm looking at an intraday chart. And अगर हम लोग शॉर्ट टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें तो वी हैड एस्टैब्लिश्ड दैट समवेयर अराउंड 24,580 24,600 वहीं पर रेजिस्टेंस आएगा. सो जनरली द मार्केट इज I think looking at that particular level as a resistance, and then if I look at it from if I search for supports या put side में अगर मैं accumulation देखूं तो somewhere around 24 देख रहे थे, that level was acting I mean technically जो है वहां पर थोड़ा hurdle हम लोग को दिखाई दे रहा था, support दिखाई दे रहा था, followed by 24,300. So we have established a broader range at this point of time for FINNIFTY. सो यहाँ तक अगर किसी को कुछ क्वेरी है, अगर किसी को कुछ डाउट है, I'll do is I'll take a pause for a minute or so, and in the meanwhile you can type whatever queries you have with regards to supports and resistances or FINNIFTY in general, and I'll try to solve them. And once we're done with this, then we will move on to the next part, that is the bank nifty part. So I'll take a pause for a few seconds, and in the meanwhile अगर किसी को कुछ query है, I'll request you guys to put it in the chat box. That will be really helpful for us. आप YouTube से connected हो, आप Webex से connected हो, YouTube से अगर आप हो तो there is a live chat box. Connect, I mean put in a query there. और अगर आप Webex से connected हो तो we have the message box, chat box there, तो वहाँ पे डाल दीजिए आप. So it's 12:15 now, 12:16. I'll move on to Bank Nifty. Okay, looks like we don't have any queries. So what I'll do is I'll move on to Bank Nifty. And अगर Bank Nifty में भी देखो, so you might be able to see a similar setup just like Nifty Financial Services. तो उसमें हम लोगों ने एक की चीज ऑब्जर्व की थी कि there was a gap down open yesterday, and जो gap था it took the index below the 5 and the 13 day on the same day itself. सो आज के दिन में भी अगर आप देखो तो 5 and 13 डे के नीचे जा चुका है हमारा इंडेक्स. एंड अगर आप बी का अगर आप प्राइस एक्शन देखो, करेक्ट, we seem to be very close to the 21-day exponential moving average. So if you're looking at the 21-day exponential moving average, which at the moment is placed somewhere around 52,800 and 52,800. Now bear in mind that this is Bank Nifty level spot. This is not going to be the future. This is spot. So अगर आप spot में देख रहे हो, you're looking at the daily chart. So 21-day exponential moving average is somewhere around 52,700. And if you're looking for resistances on the bigger time frame, then first off, today's high of 53,200 followed by 53,400. Those are going to be a very crucial resistance level that you have to keep in mind. And then we'll simply move on to the intraday charts, see what the setup is doing, see what the charts are doing. And here there is a bit of an interesting pattern here. If you look at the वन आवर चार्ट, यहाँ पर अगर आप इसका प्राइस का अगर आप पैटर्न देखो तो दो देर इज अ लोअर लो लोअर हाई पैटर्न, but the size of the candles is a bit of the size of the candles is bit important here, and if you see they are getting smaller and smaller, मतलब probably lower downtrend में momentum जो है वो थोड़ा halt हो रहा है. This is probably because we still need confirmation to second with that. So at this point of time अगर आप देखो तो एक काइंड ऑफ लाइक एक एग्जॉशन अगर हम लोग बोलें तो इट विल बी अ बिट रॉन्ग, बिकॉज ये पॉइंट पर वी डोंट हैव कंफर्मेशन ऑफ एन एग्जॉशन और अ प्रोबेबल टर्न इन द ट्रेंड, but definitely a lack of momentum is what we are able to see in bank nifty when I'm talking about the intraday charts. Now if you want me to plot, I mean the standard procedure is wherein we plot the supports and resistances. So there is a Fibonacci retracement that I can draw here starting 9th of September. So low वो candle का था around 50,360, 50,400 to be to round it off, and the high that I'm capturing is 54,460. So वहाँ से अगर आप एक extend Fibonacci retracement अगर आप draw कर रहे हो, we are currently placed exactly at the 38.2% level, and that falls at around 52,900. And so वो जो level है which also is a bit close to the session low, so वो जो है वो हमारा immediate एक support बनेगा. And if at all things turn absolutely bad, then the next level that we could be looking at is 52,400 followed by 52,300, somewhere around that zone. ऊपर की तरफ अगर हम लोग देखें तो जो फर्स्ट रेजिस्टेंस कम्स समवेयर अराउंड 53,415 followed by this gap area which is placed at 53,700. So now that we have determined the supports and resistances, we'll just go on to the NSE website, type in Bank Nifty, hit enter, and you should land on to a page that looks something like this. Click on option chain, because today is an expiry 1st of October. That is the option chain that we'll be looking for. Look out for accumulation OI concentration in the calls and the puts. So अगर मैं सबसे पहले बात करूँ तो somewhere around 53,200, 53,300, 53,500, ठीक है, यहाँ पर हम लोग को कॉल्स में एक्यूमुलेशन दिखाई दे रहा है. एंड वहीं पे अगर मैं पुट्स की बात करूँ तो डाउन साइड में 52,900 के पास, and if you remember that also happens to be the 38.2% retracement level, Fibonacci retracement level. So somewhere around 52,900 followed by 52,800. So broadly round figures, 52,900, 52,800 is what the market is looking at as a probable support. I'll halt for a minute. किसी को कुछ query है, कुछ पूछना है, या हमारे sessions किसी ने attend किए हैं, they want to ask something about the sessions, the floor is open. You can put it in the chat box. We cannot unmute you unfortunately because it will create a chaos. So you can put it in the chat box and we'll try and cover most of your questions. We'll be online for another 2 minutes. It's 12:20 now, 12:22. We'll look to wind up. And उतने में अगर कुछ query आपको पूछनी है, then feel free. If you have some other observation on the FINNIFTY, if you have some other observation on the Bank Nifty, then you can probably type it in the chat box. Okay, looks like we don't have any query. So what I'll do is hand over the floor to Rohit and request him to take over the webinar.
So if you have any queries, anything, then request you to please drop in the chat box. So Bank Nifty looks like means much more into the range bound situation, I would say. But you can also follow our research calls where we publish about the means the research ideas that how the Bank Nifty will be performing and what will be the this like the view on the Bank Nifty. Now let's quickly have a look on the, I think like Karan already explained with the expiry on the support and resistance. So Karan, if you can just showcase the last part about the Nifty 50 support and resistance for day after tomorrow, because tomorrow is holiday, so due to the theta, it can be the time decay. So what will be the one level that this anyone can look for the Nifty 50?
Yeah, so that's a wonderful thing. And the first observation, अगर मैंने जैसे ही चार्ट ओपन कर लिया, so फिन निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी में आपने एक कॉमन चीज देखी होगी कि we were placed below the 13 and the 5-day exponential moving average. So Nifty में the story seems to be a bit different, Rohit. So at this point we seem to be caught up between the 13 and the 5 period EMA. So broadly, there is a chance कि we might stay between 25,700 and 25,900, and obviously because a round figure है तो 26,000 on the upside जो है मेरे लिए एक थोड़ा make or break level होगा if the index is able to breach about 26,000. So हो सकता है कि जो पुराना एक bullish momentum था जो ये 2 दिनों में exhaust हुआ है तो वो वापस आ जाए. That is again a possibility. And on the other hand, मेरा जो key support level है for the Nifty on the daily chart is going to be 25,500. Why? Because it's a 21-day exponential moving average. EMA है वहाँ पर, so, and at the same time I'll try and draw yeah. So 25,500 के आसपास, it is also the 61.8% level. Okay, so another important observation that I just saw here is जैसे ही हम लोग एक्सटेंशन प्लॉट करते हैं ना रोहित, सो 38.2% के पास वो एक जोन जो है दैट इज बिटवीन 13-day exponential moving average and the 38.2% extent retracement level. They happen to be falling very close to each other. So on the downside, something like 25,700, 25,650, that seems to be much more likely to act as a support. So for the time being those levels are going to act as a red flag. And अगर वो नीचे उसके नीचे अगर वो चला जाए तो 25,500 which is like a major level, because वहाँ पर एक क्लस्टर टाइप ऑफ फॉर्म हो रहा है. सो अगर आप क्लोजली देखोगे देयर इज ऑल्सो द 21-day एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेज, 50% रिट्रेसमेंट है, एंड पुराने कुछ हर्डल लेवल्स हैं दैट एग्जैक्टली फॉल अराउंड दैट लेवल. So broader range मुझे लग रहा है कि it would be between 25,900 or 25,950 on the upside and 25,500 on the downside. 25,500 is a long shot if you look at it from today's point of view. So first level on the downside would be 25,600 followed by 25,500.
So thank you so much, Karan, for giving such a great insight, and wish you all the best for the today's expiry. And once again, thank you to to everyone for attending this session during the weekdays and taking out the time on this and getting the view. So do comment us if you have any things. I mean, so in the mind, so you can post in this comment box. Thank you all.